Recently, I've been involved in a research initiative on AI native organizations because what we see is the technology is developing exponentially, but our governance, our institutions, our systems are only developing linearly. And here, in the next 4 minutes, I like to give you an overview of my findings, which I'm drafting into my new book, The Living Organization, a new operating model for flourishing in the AI native era. And after this clip, I'd like to go deeper into chapters, but first, here, the big picture. It starts with a feeling. Um, you felt it, a system working hard yet moving slowly. The good idea that needs seven sign offs, capable people quietly powering down, efforts that just doesn't turn into motion. This book gives that feeling a name. I call it the gap. And here is the gap in a single number. For this whole software era, $250,000 of revenue per employee made you world class. Today's AI native companies run nearly 2 million, 10 times more. Now, a 10% gap is a performance problem. A 10 times gap is a design problem. And you cannot hustle your way across it. So, why are our organizations shaped the way they are? Because information used to be scarce and slow. The pyramid was simply the cheapest way to move it, and every layer of approval was a tax we paid on distrust. Then AI made information abundant, and the case for command and control doesn't just weaken, it inverts. But technology never hands you one future, it hands you two. The same models, the same agents, the same dashboards can build the most humane and empowering organization we've ever seen, or the most efficient cage. The technology doesn't choose the road, we do. And the humane road already has a map. For a century, a quiet tradition has been the organization as has seen the organization as a living thing. Um, here you see Frederick Laloux's reinventing organizations on self-managing, on wholeness, on evolutionary purpose. Companies like Bjorzoig, Favi, and Morningstar proved it works. But without the central brain, it was too costly to coordinate, so it stayed a beautiful exception. Here is what just changed. AI gives the living organization a nervous system, the power to sense, remember, and respond everywhere at once, and finally scale. The analog stream made digital. I call it the AI enabled living system, and it stands on five pillars: authority at the edge, fluid structure, purpose as the operating system, human wholeness, and governing the machines. The first two, authority at the edge, fluid structure, it ends the permission economy. We move the decision to where the knowledge already lives. And the next two, evolutionary purpose, the next two, the wholeness, these hold it all together, a purpose alive enough to align 1,000 decisions without a boss, and wholeness, develop people to make the decisions. Because when competence becomes abandoned, the, the, the sacred things, the scariest sacred thing, resource, is everything most human in us. And the fifth pillar, here, brand new, because agents aren't just software, they are a new kind of worker. And the organization that win treat them as digital employees with a role, a scope, and real accountability. This isn't just a theory or an experiment. Here, they are already here. Sierra, a company, it sells a resolved outcomes instead of software seats. Cognition's AI now writes most of its own code. Harvey runs due diligence for elite law firms. Different companies that never met, arriving at the same shape. So how do we get there? And also, even factories, hospitals, and medicine um, can arrive here as staged as AI native. So how do we get there? This is not with a 12-step program and not by buying more licenses. You can't project manage a garden into bloom. Change grows from the edges, small experiments that spread because they work. Which lives the deepest idea in the book. Design the machine to be AI first, so the people can be more human. The technology won't choose between the humane organization and the cage. We will. So here, the big picture, and in the next few clips, I will dive a bit deeper, chapter by chapter.